Welcome to Daily Walk with Neek. Today we're going to be reading from Zechariah chapter 7, verses 4 through 10. God of the angel armies gave me this message for them, for all the people and for the priests. When you held days of fasting every fifth and seventh month, all these 70 years, were you doing it for me? And when you held feasts, was that for me? Hardly. You're interested in religion. I'm interested in people. There's nothing new to say on the subject. Don't you still have the message of the earlier prophets from the time when Jerusalem was a thriving, bustling city and the outlying countryside? The Negev and the Shephelah was populated? This is the message that God gave to Zechariah. Well, the message hasn't changed. God of the army of angels' army said then and says now. Treat one another justly. Love your neighbors. Be compassionate with each other. Don't take advantage of widows, orphans, visitors, and the poor. Don't plot and scheme against one another. That's evil. I'm going to read this one more time. God of the angel armies gave me this message for them, for all the people, and for the priests. When you held days of fasting every fifth and seventh month, all these 70 years, were you doing it for me? And when you held feasts, was that for me? Hardly. You are interested in religion. I'm interested in people. There's nothing new to say on the subject. Don't you still have the message of the earlier prophets from the time when Jerusalem was a thriving, bustling city and the outlying countryside, the Negev and Shephelah was populated? This is the message that God gave Zechariah. Well, the message hasn't changed. God of the angel armies says then and says now. Treat one another justly. Love your neighbors. Be compassionate with one another. Don't take advantage of widows, orphans, visitors, and the poor. Don't plot and scheme against one another. That's evil. Now, when I read this, I took a moment and really, really looked into myself. And I can truly say I'm not religious. There's very few things that I do religiously, and none of them are religion related. Um, I pray every day. That's probably as religious as it gets. I am not interested in religion either, and I've been feeling that way and saying that as well. Except that I want to religiously be doing the right things, but not for the sake of religion. But I want to do them for the sake of doing them from my heart, projecting that love that God's given me outwards. We live in a time when no one's treating one another justly. People are cheating all over the place. Look at our election process. Love your neighbors? Well, that's only if they're just like you. Be compassionate to one another? Many people have no idea what compassion means. And don't take advantage of the widows, the orphans, the visitors, the poor. How about we say, don't take advantage of the single moms, the young kids without fathers, the immigrants, or the gays. Are you still doing the right things now? God said he was interested in people. And many, many times, and everything that we do is about people. Many times, on TV, in church, people get so wrapped up in the religion and the, doing what they think looks good on the outside. All the while, you're forgetting the people. And that's what God is truly interested in. I mean, maybe you're not interested in everyone. Maybe, think about it. God is interested in us. He's interested in what we're doing. He's also interested in someone who's the totally opposite of us. How many times have we stopped being so religious to truly be interested in people? to truly find out about someone, to truly understand them, and to show compassion. Can you say that? Or when you're so busy spouting off your pro-life or your whatever it is you want to speak on, your Republican or your Democrat platform, when is it about people, about life, and about the poorest, about the blacks, about the gays, about the women's right? What about all that? What about human? If you're not about the humans, you're on the wrong planet. And you're on the wrong side of things. Let's take a moment and pray. I hope that this touches someone somewhere out there. I really strive to just do your will, God, and I pray that you help, Lord, for others to come together. I pray for those out there that have COVID. I pray for those families that are affected by it, my coworkers that are affected by it, my neighbors that are affected by it. I pray for those that are without a place to sleep, without food. I pray, God, that you continue to guide my purpose, guide my actions so that they are in line with my purpose, the purpose that you set out for me. And that is the purpose of people, of humanity, and of giving out your love that you've allowed me to experience. And I'm so thankful. For the first time in my life, I really, truly love myself. And I really, really just am so thankful because it's so much lighter and I can share it with so many other people. I thank you and I praise you and I just pray that you help me to not become a stench in your nostrils with all of my with religious actions, but that my faith in you and my love through you shows through my works. I pray that you keep me humble, you keep me sane, you keep me focused, and you keep me on the right path on my purpose. Amen.